Hey there, Alex Kidman here, and Roborock has just announced and launched its new range of robot vacuum cleaners here in Australia, in Cairns. And I should note before I start, I've travelled to Cairns as a guest of Roborock. I feel that kind of disclaimer is important, does not have any impact on what I'm going to say editorial about it, based on some very, very quick, very brief demos. This is really just a very simple, quick, hands-on, specifically with this, the new flagship of the range, the Roborock S8 Max V Ultra, a $2,999 robot vacuum cleaner. And for that kind of money, you're going to want a fairly significant, fairly good robot vacuum cleaner. So far, so interesting. Here's my early thoughts. Bearing in mind, this is not a full-on review session. That will come later once I've actually had the chance to independently test it. Now, on the mopping side of things, interesting approach here. It uses a single mopping pad where a lot of the premium models are opting for rotating brushes. Does seem to clean reasonably well and does so in a way that should be fairly carpet friendly, being able to raise up some 20 millimeters when it detects that it's going over carpet, or when you tell it that it's going over carpet. Little side rotating mop brushes as well, get it very, very close to the edges of things. Here we see it going around someone's impossibly small kitchen, but it does do a reasonable job, and a reasonably sensible and logical job of cleaning it. Much the same story applies to its vacuuming as well. Nice high pressure on its main vacuum head, and a quite smart system of internal rotating, well, there's sort of blades, but they're sort of rubbery. They're quite safe to maximize the amount of stuff it can take through. Although, again, I do have to stress this is kind of a canned test. They knew what was going to happen. I really would need to get this into a real live home environment to see how it handled things like lots and lots of pet hair, which I do have. And speaking of pets, pet detection and AI is another one of its big selling points. Now, they're just demoing this with a soft dog here. It's not likely to run away, I feel, but the idea here is that both it can intelligently detect animals and food supplies, but also that you can use it to actually help find where your dog or cat is during the day if you're a nervous pet owner who's out for long hours. Again, seems to work pretty well. So where am I still cautious? Well, there's a couple of areas. Voice control for a start. Works with Alexa, Google Assistant and Siri, but also with their own in-house thing called Rocky. And look, at least based on the demo, Rocky's a little bit disobedient. Doesn't always do what you want it to do. It took a little bit of work to get it to go home and stay home. And yeah, that perhaps could be a little bit better, I feel. The thing with these voice assistants is that you kind of want them just to work. You don't want to have to argue with your robot vacuum cleaner and tell it to do something and have it go it doesn't understand, or have it just kind of look at you as though you've just asked it to do something idiotic. You just want them to work. I'm not 100% sold that this is there yet. It's also voice capable, so you can use it to use the microphones and the speaker that are on the robot to call into your home, to, talk to anyone who happened to be there. And look, I mean, this is functional. I'm sure given all the technology was there, it probably wasn't even all that hard to implement. I'm just not exactly sure who wants to talk through their robot vacuum cleaner. I mean, I have visions of elderly relatives having heart attacks because the vacuum cleaner just started talking to them in someone else's voice. It feels like a feature or might just be there for the sake of being there rather than being functionally and intrinsically a thing that people want on robot vacuum cleaners. But maybe I'm wrong about this, and if you've got an opinion, let me know. Roborock also used the launch event to announce a couple of upcoming vacuum cleaner mop devices. These are not robots, these are ones you push yourself. The Roborock Flexi Pro and Roborock's Flexi Lite, running $999 and $699 respectively. They won't hit the Australian market until the 31st of May, and I got to have a little bit of a go on the pricier model, the Flexi Pro, which offers up slightly better edge cleaning than the cheaper model. You get mechanically assisted rolling wheels and a front light so that you can go under furniture and so on. So, weirdly, the Flexi Lite doesn't have a light. Interesting branding choice there. But look, again, this was very much hands-on, and this was hands-on on a piece of floor that had already been incredibly heavily mopped, so I couldn't really tell how well it was going in terms of dirt pickup, but it certainly seemed reasonably comfortable to push around in that sense of being easy to maneuver with. Again, I'll have to wait till I can actually do a proper full review on that one.